With the comic market going insane right now, I've picked out a few books that I still think are undervalued, and now I'm recommending them to you guys right now. What is going on, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and believe it or not, I have another top 10 list for you guys. This time, the top 10 undervalued comics you can buy right now. So these are books on my personal list of books that I would look to buy right now. So it's a recommendation, but it's not a recommendation. As always, you guys should be doing your own homework, checking out prices before you buy anything, okay? But these are the top 10 books I'm looking at, things that I would buy that I still think are undervalued. So let's jump right into it, and let's start at number 10. At number 10, we have a copy of Thor 165, the first appearance of him, of course, out of his famous cocoon. Now, listen to me. They promised us Adam Warlock at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We haven't seen him yet. We saw the cocoon in that movie. I thought they missed their chance a little bit of bringing him into the MCU before Infinity War, but either way, this book is still undervalued. Adam Warlock is a huge character in the Marvel universe. Eventually, he will show up in the MCU. Now, to me, this book is still undervalued. CGC 7.0 recently sold this month in June for only $590. The CGC 8.0 also sold for $1,300. That's a very fine plus, guys, 8.0 copy, and it's only $1,300 for a major cosmic character that I still think is coming to the movies at some point. At number 9 is a copy of XMen number 129, the first appearance of Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde. Now, this book has recently gotten a little hot, but I still think it's way undervalued from where it should be. A CGC 7.0 sold this month in June for only $350. The CGC 8.0 also sold this month for $510. So to me, a very fine plus that is still undervalued in my opinion, considering we've seen a lot of X-Men characters already in the Fox movies. We don't know which will appear in the future MCU movies, but I'm betting on these two will be coming sooner rather than later as opposed to the other X-Men characters that we've already seen. So this to me is a still undervalued book, even though at super high grade, this book has started to take off already, becoming very expensive. Now, at number 8 is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 37, the first appearance of Norman Osborn. Now, you guys who've watched my videos recently knows that I've talked about this book before, how important Norman Osborn is to the Marvel Universe itself and what he goes on to become, not only as Spider-Man's main foe, but also later on down the line, becoming something else, and I'll leave it at that. So, he's number 8 on my list, and his CGC 6.0 sold back in May for only $405. The CGC 7.5 also sold in May for $875, but I've seen this book on eBay go for cheap. I personally picked up my copy, which is probably around a $450 for under $100, believe it or not. So this book can be had for cheap, and this is too undervalued for the character of Norman Osborn because he is huge, and eventually he will show up in the MCU at some point. At number 7, guys, is a book I've also talked about recently, Amazing Spider-Man number 101, the first appearance of Morbius. With Morbius already debuting in his own movie soon, and of course the trailer dropping already with Jared Leto, I don't understand why this book is so cheap. A CGC 6.0 this month only sold for $658. The CGC 5.0 also sold this month for only $500. Now, I've recently picked up my second copy of this book in the raw form, and I think it's around a 3.0 range, and I picked it up for only, I think, $250, $240, around there. So this book can still be had for cheap. It is an important Bronze Age book, and actually one of my favorite all-time Amazing Spider-Man covers. It's a beautiful copy, and we've already seen the trailer, and this book still has done nothing. I just don't understand why, considering all the other Amazing Spider-Man huge villains have skyrocketed over the past year. Either way, I'm suggesting this one to pick up. At number 5, guys, 6, guys, not 5, 6. This is a copy of Superman's Pal number 134, Jimmy Olsen, the first full appearance of Darkseid. Now, some people will debate this. Forever People number 1, we have a, they call it a cameo, but they see him there, I think, on the TV screen that's in that panel. Either way, this book hasn't gone anywhere. Even after the Snyder Cut, after seeing Darkseid in person on the screen, this book didn't even get hot. Neither did Forever People. This book is crazy undervalued to me. I don't understand why it's so undervalued, considering Darkseid is such a huge key figure in the DC universe. Is it because of Warner Brothers, how they screwed up every movie that they touched? I don't know. But either way, the CGC 7.5 recently sold this month for only $480. And the CGC 9.0 also sold this month for $995. And believe me, a 9.0 copy for under $1,000 for one of the biggest, baddest villains there is in the DC universe. To me, that's crazy. Just like Thanos being undervalued. We saw it when you first saw that Thanos would be showing up in the MCU timeline. That book skyrocketed, then it dropped. This book hasn't even jumped, and I don't know why. Either way, it's number 6 on my list. At number 5, guys, is a copy of Marvel Premiere number 15, the first appearance of Iron Fist. Again, another book that I've talked about before in my previous videos. I do believe that Iron Fist is coming. The Netflix show kind of ruined that character, and the book took a nosedive. I am betting on this book picking up steam. It's gotten a little bit more pricey, but it's still highly undervalued. The CGC 7.5 recently sold back in May for only $360 for a very fine copy. The CGC 8.5, which is almost like a near mint copy, just under, sold for only $825. I am betting with Shang-Chi coming to the MCU, opening up that Kung Fu universe, I'm speculating that Iron Fist will show up at some point. Not maybe in that movie, but maybe in a future movie, and hopefully again in Disney Plus. I am not sure. Hopefully they could team him up with Luke Cage and get a proper show going on from there. And then again, this is number 5 on my list, so it's all speculation, right, guys? At number 4 is one of my all-time favorite stories, and I still wonder why this book is not shown any love. It is The Killing Joke. Now, from this being remade through the animated series, through the animated movies, this book has never appreciated in value, and I don't know why. It is one of my all-time favorite storylines. I don't know what else to say about this book. It's a beautiful, unbelievable copy. There are decent a number of them out there, and there are a lot of 9.8s out there as well. Getting it to 9.8 is CGC 9.8, recently sold in June for only $245. And a CGC 9.6, believe it or not, only sold for $210. So to me, a highly undervalued book. You can get a near mint plus 9.6 for only $200 and a 9.8 for only $250. Maybe because they reprinted the hell out of this book. Could that be it? I don't know. But either way, a classic storyline, a dark, sinister storyline that's been shown through animated series. Maybe if they actually put this story on a main show, a main movie in true life form, maybe this book would get a pop, because to me it has always been an undervalued key. Coming in at number 3, guys, is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 194, the first appearance of the Black Cat. Again, another book I've talked about in my previous videos. I don't understand why this one is so undervalued. We see other books skyrocketing in the Spider-Man universe. Felicia Hardy and the Black Cat plays a huge role in Spider-Man's development, not only from his love interest, but becoming a villain, and she's kind of has like a muddled relationship with Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I don't know why this is so cheap. The CGC 8.0 recently sold this month for $356. And a CGC 9.0 near mint copy from the Bronze Age sold for only $485 this month. I don't know what else to say about this book, guys. This is a huge key, and maybe when we see Felicia Hardy on the big screen, eventually, whether it's Sony or Marvel, that this book will finally pop. But I am betting that it is. I actually own 4 copies of this book, believe it or not. So hang in there. If you could pick up a copy for cheap, which I think you can, it's definitely a buy. Coming in at number 2 is a copy, believe it or not, of Tales of Suspense, number 52, the first appearance of the Black Widow. We've seen her on the screen. We're about to get, finally, the Black Widow movie for the first time on Disney Plus and in the theaters, and this book is still crazy inexpensive. The Silver Age major key, the CGC 4.0, sold this month for only $890. The CGC 5.0, believe it or not, only sold for $1,133 this month. For a major character, Natasha is one of our favorites, and this book, being from the Silver Age, I don't understand why it is not more expensive. I don't know if it's because of the Tales of Suspense title. A lot of those books, a lot of those key issues really hasn't, gone crazy like some of the other books have. That and Tales to Astonish, both of them, those prices really haven't jumped outside of Iron Man, Tales of Suspense 39. None of those keys has really benefited from all the movies, from all the MCU, from the speculation. I don't know why. She's a major character. She has her own title. She's been having her own title. She's shown up in movies, and this book still has done nothing. To me, highly undervalued, and I still think it's worth picking up for the right price. That brings us to number 1, guys, and it is a major key that I still think has a lot of room to go. It is X-Men number 94, the first appearance of the new X-Men team in the main title. Now, we've seen Giant Size X-Men number 1 go absolutely through the roof. I believe a 9.6 was just sold for like $20,000 or whatever it was. Absolutely bananas, because I remember about 5 years ago you can get this book for like $500. Now, through the roof. So everyone's kind of went to X-Men number 94, and it's still only seen a minimal increase in value. A CGC 7.0 recently sold this month for only $1,382. A CGC 5.0 mid-grade only sold for $788. For the second appearance of the X-Men team and in the first main title, I don't know, guys. To me, this is crazily undervalued. With Giant Size X-Men 1 out of the stratosphere, X-Men 1 ridiculously out of the stratosphere, and of course Hulk 181, gone through the roof. This is the next book that people should be looking to, and it's only taken a monumental step forward. I'm sorry, minimal step forward, not the monumental step forward it should be taking. You guys let me know what you think at number 1. I still think this book is highly undervalued. I still think it's going to pop. I bought my copy not too long ago. I think I have a 4.5 and I paid about $900 for it. So to me, I thought that was a decent price. As you can see, a CGC 5.0 recently sold, I said only $788. So I don't know why all of a sudden this book is kind of going lower in price. To me, it should be going higher like the Giant Size X-Men, like I said. But either way, these are my top 10 undervalued keys that I can come up with that I'd be buying right now. But like I said, it's only a recommendation for you guys out there on books that you might want to pick up. Either way, I want to thank everyone out there for watching these videos and subscribing to my channel. If you guys haven't noticed, we finally crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I want to say a big thank you to everyone out there who's been watching my videos and all my subscribers. If you guys have been watching and you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscription button to show me that your support. I want you to go and also like this video and share it if you like them in videos I'm putting out there. And of course, let me know what you think of this list. Did I miss any undervalued books that you guys would have on it that I don't have on it? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, I'll talk to you guys soon.